Hey guys, Ross here from Consolidator. And I want to talk about just an unusual topic that you don't hear me talk about much. Usually everything I have to talk about is AI bots and identity resolution and data, etc. But today I want to talk about why I haven't made much content over the last 2 years. If you look through my channel, you'll notice that most of my content that I have made has just been tutorials. Many of them faceless tutorials, and it's just been on using the platform. And the reason for it, I did not think about until I started making content again. As of recently, I've been making more videos, posting more lives, etc. And if you go back to 2017, when I first really started making a ton of content and I was making lives and videos, in fact, I was doing what they call the live and drive, which is so stupid. I don't know why I didn't think about it at the time. But the reality is that I felt good about what I was doing in my business. I felt good about myself. I felt good about life, and I was happy. So I was making all this content documenting my journey. And I did get a little bitter towards the marketing world just because after CarrotCon, seeing some of the actors in the space, it just kind of gave me this icky feeling and I didn't want to be a part of it. But it goes deeper than that. I slowly was letting my health fade. Like I was sacrificing my health for business. And I wasn't going to like fast food places or eating junk that way, but I was just being really careless. Like on the weekends, I would have 4 bourbons, maybe like 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. I would drink these sugary coffee drinks. It was the cold brew, but it was with, lots of sugar and stuff in it, 1 or 2 of those a day. And so I was just really sloppy and careless with what I was doing. In fact, I would only eat maybe 1 meal a day, but it was never something that was super healthy, protein-based, etc. And as a result of that, I got fat. And I'm not trying to fat shame or anything that way, but I gained a lot of fat and I went up to 237 pounds. So we have our 3rd baby on the way, flash forward to this past spring. And I'll just be honest, when you weigh 237 pounds and you feel bad about yourself, you don't feel good about yourself, you don't want anyone to see you. And there's this psychological aspect to marketing and anything in business where it's like people want to take advice from other people who they feel are balanced in life, who they feel they would want to trade places with, so to speak. And it's really hard for people to do that. It doesn't mean they can't extract knowledge from you, but it's very difficult when somebody looks unbalanced, when they look like they're not taking care of themselves. And I realized that being healthy was not only so important because I had a 3rd baby on the way and I needed to give her a good life and be an energetic dad, but also for my business, because I guarantee you I've left money on the table over the last 2 years by not making as much content. I guarantee it. Just because you have less people following you, etc., because you're not making anything. So I realized that being healthy is good for my family, but it's also a critical aspect of my business. For instance, if Tom Cruise was 237 pounds, pudgy, and, considered medically obese, would anybody be interested in watching an action movie? I mean, I guess it sounds kind of funny in reality when I actually say, I'm like, that actually sounds like a pretty interesting movie. But it wouldn't hold the same weight. In order for him to get those kind of action scenes, etc., he's had to maintain his shape, etc. So what I've realized is that getting healthy is critical to business. And so now during the workday, I used to feel guilty to go take 45 minutes to an hour and go to the gym because I felt like I should be working right now. You know what? I no longer feel that way. It's like, hey, this is a critical element to me being able to run a business. I have to be healthy. In that same line of thinking, I was thinking about how when you go to, one sec, let me take a sip of this. I have a little dry throat going. By the way, I have switched 100% to black coffee. Oh my gosh, all the difference in the world, because I still get that same energy, but I don't get that sugar crash that I used to get. Anyways, if you ever go on an airplane and you're holding a baby and they're going through the safety lessons, they always tell you, put your mask on, then put the baby's on. And they do that because if you pass out, you can't even take care of your baby. And I just thought about how much sense that makes even in business. Like if we don't take care of ourselves as entrepreneurs, well then we can't take care of our businesses. We can't take care of our people. So I'm not going to be making a ton of posts about health and this and that. Like that's not what the point of this was. But I am documenting my life again and my journey in the company. And I want people to see what it is that Consolidata stands for and believes in. And so because of that, this video was just a natural video to make. And I do think I'm not alone. I think that there's a lot of marketers and a lot of entrepreneurs that have let themselves gain weight and they've let themselves get unhealthy because they've been sitting behind a computer. And it's almost like you got to turn that computer off and you got to go out there and start taking it serious again just to keep yourself healthy. And you know, I know this because so many people, including myself, well, and now it's because I don't feel like going through the re-verification again on Facebook, but our pictures from like 2 or 3 years ago, you know, like our profile photos, that then you get on a Zoom with someone and you realize, wow, this person has gained weight. In fact, I'll tell you a funny story. I have a picture of me and my wife standing next to each other in Door County, Wisconsin. I was about 40 pounds heavier in this moment. And a couple weeks ago, I got on a Zoom call with Sherry. And Sherry uses my login account, but she doesn't always turn a camera on. And when she turns it off, you see a picture of me and my wife. Well, we were dealing with a customer, and the customer thought that Sherry was my wife in the photo because he just heard her voice. And so he says, oh, hey, that guy in the photo, who is that? I've seen him in your videos. And my camera's on, and I'm thinking, it's me. And he just didn't recognize me because I was huge in the photo and I had lost weight now. It's crazy how we do this to ourselves. We let ourselves go. This one happened to be in reverse, but we let ourselves go, but we keep the old photos up because we didn't want anyone to see us. So if do I got something on my lip? I sure do. I think I got a little protein shake on my lip still. So if you're in that same mindset or in that same boat as I've been, try to find a way to mentally get over that hurdle. Make the change to be able to get healthy. Start making content again. Oh man, you are going to start feeling great again. Hopefully this inspires even just 1 or 2 people. Love you all. Have a good afternoon.